Resident Evil Village is finally out, and now that I've completed it, let me tell you it's a whirlwind of twists, turns, and oddities. With that being said, this video may have some spoilers, so if you hate spoilers, unlike myself, play the game and come back later. For those who purchased the Deluxe Edition or got the Trauma Pack DLC, you'll find in the bonus section something called the Tragedy of Ethan Winters concept art, which contains art from Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil Village. Among the artwork pieces for Resident Evil Village, a few show what would have been a promising return for one character in particular, Ada Wong. Originally planned on being included in the main game, she was cut due to the game already having a number of conflicting scenarios. Was this a wise decision on Capcom's part? Maybe, but it would have been awesome to see Ada Wong back in action. First appearing in Resident Evil 2, she would later reappear in Resident Evil 4, the CGI film Resident Evil Damnation, and Resident Evil 6, among minor appearances and spin-offs. Whenever Ada is part of the story, Leon Kennedy is also present, with the two typically crossing paths and having a complex but romantic relationship. Last time we officially saw her in the timeline was in Resident Evil 6, which took place at the end of 2012 and midway through 2013. Since then, other than an appearance in the Resident Evil 2 remake in 2019, Ada's been absent. Now, Resident Evil Village takes place in 2021, and there's a huge gap of what has become of her and many of the other Resident Evil characters. Surprisingly, the artwork of Ada has her dressed vastly different than what we're used to. Ada's color palette usually consists of red, at least somewhere on her outfit, while also being outlandish and unconventional for any type of her missions. But in the concept for Village, she was to have donned a black or brownish outfit with a hood and mask, almost reminiscent of Jill Valentine's in Resident Evil 5, with a crossbow. Why she would have been there is a mystery, but is likely to be for whatever organization she's working for, or even for her own personal gain. In the current story of the game, when Ethan's caught, he's put on a sort of trial by Mother Miranda and the four house leaders, or lords. They argue on who should get Ethan and how his punishment should go. Mother Miranda ends up choosing someone, and from there, the person lets Ethan go, resulting in a handcuffed Ethan traversing his way through tunnels while avoiding lichens and spikes. In the concept art, a storyboard scene shows the disguised Ada aiding Ethan's escape from his trial with Mother Miranda and the four house lords. She plops in, shoots the chain imprisoning him, and had him on the run. Chances are the game could have continued its linear path of avoiding lichens and spike traps for Ethan's escape. Personally, it's much more surprising and energetic in the scene than what we received in the final game. It would have given the players the question of, who the hell is this person? Capcom really lost out on what could have been a surprising twist in Village. There are many twists in the game, but with Ada's mysterious help and eventual reveal, it would have been fun to find out. She could have been an on-scene ally for the most part, only appearing in certain cutscenes and segments where Ethan would see a blur of her running across a rooftop or escaping for his eyes. Perhaps a scene inside a house could prompt Ethan to open the curtain, and Ada, in her mask, is standing at the window, staring in at him before escaping. Another segment could have Ethan chasing after her, demanding to know who this person is. We would discover who this masked individual is at the end of the game when Ada lends a helpful hand by either handing over a powerful weapon, as she usually does, or maybe delivering the killer blow and in the process loses her mask, seen by Chris, who isn't exactly thrilled to see her, remembering how Ada's clone, Carla, killed his team before Ada escaped for one last time. Taking further cue from Resident Evil 4's separate campaigns, Separate Ways, which saw things from Ada's perspective, unlike Leon's, Capcom could have delivered paid story DLC from Ada's perspective. Utilizing stealth elements, Ada could have snuck around foes, taking them down from behind with her knife, or used weapons like her bow or pistol. Whether she would have her grapple throughout the main story is another question. Showing this figure using it would spoil her big reveal. I'm not saying for her to not utilize it, but it would be better used in DLC where Ethan doesn't come across her. In the end, after Ada escapes in typical fashion by helicopter, we would see her talk to a hidden figure, but it's not an organization this time. It's revealed to be Leon Kennedy himself. He enlisted Ada's help, thus continuing the appearance of the two together in every other game. At least, that's how I would have written it in. Resident Evil Village is a fun game to play, and while it's not my complete favorite in the series, it's high up there, and I highly recommend playing it, especially if you love Resident Evil 4. but like any game out there, it could always use much more improvement. Including Ada Wong in Resident Evil Village would have added a layer of mystery and intrigue, but as a writer myself, I can understand why Capcom decided not to. So, do you think Ada should have been in the main story? Let me know in the comments, and please like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.